Well, you are listening to Triple J with Ben and Liam, and right now it is time for this.
And now for my next number.
One, two, three, four.
Like a version.
We are doing an original.
And a cover.
Change the rhythm, the tempo.
Kind of just playing around with it.
Don't impress me much.
It's just really fun to grab a song and make it your own. As long as it's got a strong melody, the rest can be worked out.
It's quite different. It's going to be quite different than the original.
This is
Like a version.
on Triple J. In this morning for Triple J's Like a Version, King Princess, good morning.
What's up?
Thanks for coming in. You brought in some friends as well. Who have you got in your band here?
I brought a band. I brought my band, my delightful band.
Do they go everywhere with you?
Yeah, they do. They're my band. They come and play with me.
And you're playing guitar. You got that around your neck at the moment. You're 19 years old. How old were you when you first started playing guitar?
I was young. My dad is a recording engineer, and so there's guitars lying around, and you know, I would just pick it up, and I didn't take lessons. Kind of anti-lesson.
So did your dad ever record you then if he was a recording?
Yeah, he did. Well, I was a little studio kid, so when I was really young, like 8, 9, 10, he would call me in, like I'd be in like my pajamas or whatever, and he'd be like, "You gotta sing some background vocals. These kids can't sing." He's like, "These kids can't sing at all. We need you to come in." And I'd be like, "All right."
Look, you don't have to
Unpaid labor.
You don't have to be specific about the band that can't sing, but was there any artist that we'd be familiar with that came through your dad's studio?
Yes, honey.
Who?
My dad did all those pop punk records, like in the early 2000s. So it was like Cobra Starship, Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah, right.
All American Rejects, all of those gems.
Was he working from home? Did you have a home studio?
It was a studio. It was a full studio in my house. So he wasn't working from. He worked from home because his office was in our house technically. But it's an amazing room. It's still there. He still works.
King Princess in this morning for Like a Version. Clearly, you've had a big musical background. You've grown up with this stuff. Has it felt like a slow build up to the point you're at in your career now, or is it like, oh my God, I'm hanging out with Mark Ronson sometimes?
Well, it's this weird dichotomy of, you plan your entire life for something, and you're like, oh man, I spent years planning this shit, and then it happens in 6 months, and you're like, what? Why? You're like, I didn't know it was gonna happen like this. So it's kind of terrifying, but it's really, I'm so grateful.
Do you know like where the point was where it kind of all started to happen for you? Like Liam mentioned Mark Ronson there. How did you meet him in the first place?
So I got into college in LA, and I had a little game plan. I was like, I'm gonna move out to LA for college. I'm gonna do 1 year. I'm gonna write this EP, and then I'm gonna get signed and leave.
What were you studying in college?
Music.
Okay.
That was a lot. But I met him because I wrote this EP, Make My Bed, and it was played for him, and he was like, "Let's get dinner." And
Yeah,
that's
right.
what he sounds like. Like, let's get dinner.
It's a great impression.
Thank you.
Mark Ronson.
Right? And I spent a lot of time with him. So. And, we had dinner, and he was like, "This is great." And I was like, "Thank you." And then that was it.
I mean, for me, it's definitely the first time I heard 1950. It's like one of those songs that you like instantly fall for. Is that what we're going to be hearing this morning for Like a Version?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
is.
I mean, this song it still is very big. I remember hearing it at the start of the year when you first dropped it. People that did miss it, what's the song about?
It's a song. It's about love, but it's a song about unrequited love. And I was really interested in using this metaphor of 1950 being how queer love existed decades ago, and how it looks a lot like kind of cold, distant, relationships.
Yeah.
And so I try to draw a parallel between that and the history of queerness and now and love and shit like that.
Well, here it is.
Shit like that.
On Triple J for your Like a Version. King Princess is in. She's about to perform her original 1950. Whenever you're ready, take it away.
I hate it when dudes try to chase me. I love it when you try to sing me, 'cause I'm just a lady. I love it when we played 1950. So cold that your stay's about to kill me. I'm surprised when you kiss me. Oh. So tell me why my guys look like you. And tell me why it's wrong, baby. So away. Did you mean it when you said I was pretty? That you didn't want to live in a city where the people are shitty. I like it when we play 1950. So won't make a note that you hit me stone cold when you miss me. So tell me why my guys look like you. And tell me why it's wrong, baby. So away. You're happy with me in your life. I hope that you won't slip away in the night. I hope that you're happy with me in your life. And I hope that you won't slip away. I'll hear the windows try to chase me. I love it when you try to sing me, 'cause I'm just a lady. So tell me why my guys look like you. And tell me why it's wrong, baby. So away. For you. I'll wait, baby, for you, baby. I'll pray, baby, for you, baby. I love it when you try to save me, 'cause I'm just a lady.
King Princess doing her original 1950 this morning on Triple J. You are listening to Like a Version. Ben and Liam here with you. Big finish at the end there. You really kicked it into another gear. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's big rock ending.
So the way this works is that's your original, done and dusted. You've got a cover to get to, though, after the news. Can you please give us a clue as to what you're going to be covering?
The clue is, I'm gay, so it makes sense.
You're gay, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and you'll get why.
Okay, 0439 75 7555 is where you can text through if you want to have a guess. King Princess in this morning for Like a Version. The cover coming up after the news.
Triple J.
We love music.
Triple J.
Breakfast with Ben and Liam. Prosciutto. They're different things. And Brooke.
Ben and Liam.
On Triple J.
Good morning.
King Princess in this morning for Like a Version. She just did her amazing original 1950.
So away from you.
Martin on the text line had instant shivers. Tyler said, "Oh my goodness, King Princess, you're on fire. I swear you could stab me and I'd still thank you." That is a very strange compliment to give someone.
Chloe from Melbourne. You said, King Princess, you can save me any day. You like, holy shit, are amazing.
Nice.
Nice.
She did give us a clue as well as to what she's going to be covering very shortly. I'm gay, so it makes sense. Marvin Gaye, Sexual Healing. That's what Stuart reckons. Liam from Moree, what do you think King Princess is going to be covering?
Hang on. Liam, you there, mate? Yeah, got you now.
Sorry, mate.
My
Ben's only
fault,
been
not
doing
yours.
radio for 5 years. Just, still getting used to the buttons.
What do you think she's going to be covering up next?
Same Love by Macklemore.
I can't change, even if I try.
That would make sense. It's a great song as well. Amanda from Melbourne said possibly something from the Scissor Sisters. It's been a while since we've heard from them, so it could be any of the above. You'll find out right after Fundamentals. Everybody but you on Triple J with Ben and Liam. Right now, we're doing this.
And now for my next number.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Like a Version.
We are doing an original.
And a cover.
Take the rhythm, the tempo.
Kind of just playing around with it.
Don't impress me much.
It's just really fun to grab a song and make it your own. As long as it's got a strong melody, the rest can be worked out.
It's quite different. It's going to be quite different than the original.
This is
Like a Version.
on Triple J.
King Princess in this morning for Triple J's Like a Version. We've had an amazing original. We're about to get to a cover. And the clue was, I'm gay, so this makes sense.
That's the clue.
That's the clue.
That's the clue,
And you mentioned earlier in 1950, the song is about queer love in the 50s. Does sexuality kind of play a role in a lot of your songwriting?
Well, I think it does in everybody is gay or straight. Like, I mean, it's not specific to me as an artist. I think every time you write a love song, it's about sexuality. It's just that because, it's not normal yet to be gay, that's why people ask about my sexuality in songs.
Was that something that you were looking for? Because I watched a couple of interviews with you, and you talk about that when you were growing up, and you were looking for gay role models, people who were in music, but there wasn't that many of them. Who were the ones that you looked to growing up?
We looked, my generation looked to the people who were the best allies we had. So the Gagas and the fucking, I don't know, those type of artists who were huge advocates for gay people. Beyonce, Gaga, Rihanna, the gays love them. We love those artists, but they aren't gay. So it's definitely the dawn of gay artists actually having gay representing people.
Well, it must be exciting now that you can come from that place and be that for other people who are growing up now in that generation.
It feels really great, and I think it's so funny because straight people just don't think about gendering their songs or making a statement by talking about love, and I think that's the place ideally we'd like to get to as well as queer people, where you can judge the music just, you know,
For what it is.
for what it is and not, you know, just because it's gay. But I do think it's really important that until we get to that place, statements have to be made, and you have to be loud and outward. So that's where I'm coming from.
Well, it's good to see you are making those statements this morning on Triple J, and you're going to continue to do them as well throughout your career.
Yeah, King Princess in this morning for Like a Version. Now, we're going to get into your cover in just a second, but first, I want to touch on something that I saw on your Wikipedia page. I wasn't sure if it was true or not. I can't see why it wouldn't be, but I read that your great-great-grandparents were on the Titanic. Is that true, or is that like a red herring?
No, that's some real shit.
That's real?
Those fools died.
Oh, dear.
Sorry,
It is a little bit.
I mean,
it's your family.
it's
so
so
you can say it.
historic at this point. There's no trauma, like, you know,
Yeah.
fine.
Did anyone ever sit you down to tell you that, or was it just kind of like a bit of your family
Nah, it's like
history?
some real facts. They
Yeah.
were rich as hell, and they were on the Titanic, and they were some, you know, some good folks. And when it started going down, you know, like when it started going down, they were like, the woman had a spot on a lifeboat. Ida had a spot on this lifeboat, and she was like, nah, I'm gonna stay on the ship, and I'm gonna die with my husband.
Wow.
I know, so extra. So there's extra behavior in my family history. Everyone is extra as hell.
Well, King Princess in this morning for Triple J's Like a Version. The clue was, I'm gay, so it makes sense. What are you going to be covering for us?
I'm doing Fell in Love with a Girl by the
Okay.
White Stripes.
Yeah, look, it makes sense. It's a great song
I
as well.
reappropriated it.
I don't think we've ever had I think we've only had like one White Stripes cover before. in the
That's a
past.
shame.
I know, right? It's such a great band. Have you got like a deep connection to White
Oh
Stripes?
my God, so deep. So deep. I remember, so my mom and I went to see the Icky Thump tour
Yeah.
when I was young. It makes sense she was there with me because I was a small child. But we came home with a poster of them. They were in the full button suit, you know, like the button fish, like, you know. And I was just like, oh shit, this is what I got to do.
The rest
I was
of your
like, I
life.
gotta be a musician.
Yeah,
I
right.
want button suits. I want to look badass.
And was that around the time you picked up the guitar, started jumping into your dad's studio?
Definitely one of my largest musical influences as a kid was Jack White. I thought he was just a man.
And has he reached out to you yet?
No.
It'll happen.
Nah, I'm sure we'll have our time.
Well, I mean, hopefully you might catch this cover. We do put it on YouTube and whatnot, so sometimes they track around the world a little bit. Might have to flick it his way so he can have a listen. We're about to get a cover this morning from King Princess for Triple J's Like a Version, doing the White Stripes, Fell in Love with a Girl. Whenever you're ready, take it away.
Fell in love with a girl. I fell in love once and I'm most completely. She's in love with the world. But sometimes these feelings can be so misleading. But she told me, said, are you alright? I said I must be fine, 'cause my heart's still beating. Come and kiss me by the riverside. Everybody say if I don't consider it cheating, yeah. Red-headed the girl. A metal roll for the flavor when her eyes will beat me. Keep away from the girl. I guess the size of my brain you have a meeting. Can't think of anything to do, yeah. My left brain knows that love is fleeting. She was looking for something new. Oh, I said it once before, but it bears repeating. Can't think of anything to do. Oh, my left brain knows that love is fleeting. She was looking for something new. Oh, I said it once before, but it best repeating now. Fell in love with the girl. I fell in love once and almost completely. She's in love with the world. But sometimes these feelings can be so misleading. She turned and said, are you alright? I said I must be fine, 'cause my heart's still beating. Come and kiss me by the riverside. And I promise that it's fine. You don't consider it cheating. Can't think of anything to do. Yeah, my left brain knows that love is fleeting. She was looking for something new. Oh, I said it once before, but it bears repeating.
Originally by the White Stripes, Fell in Love with a Girl, covered there by King Princess this morning for Triple J's Like a Version. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you guys.
Got pretty thrashy in there.
Oh yeah, big rock. Big
Live-
rock girl.
Live for the thrash. It's been such a pleasure having you in this morning for Like a Virgin King Princess, and it's very exciting as well because we know you are doing a few shows around the country. People can check you out in Melbourne on the 2nd of November at the Forum. Then you're playing the Triffid in Brisbane the next night, and then wrapping things up at the Metro Theatre in Sydney on November 6th. What can we expect for you in the future? Another EP, an album? What are we
My
looking at?
album. I'm almost done with it, so that'll come out.
Did you record that with your dad?
I actually did a little bit of. I produce everything myself and record mostly in LA, between Mark's studio and my engineer in my studio. But I actually did a couple tracks. We live tracked at my dad's studio, which was super fun. Going to New York, staying at my house, and working there because his equipment is just incredible. So it was awesome. So it makes me feel happy, that there's a little bit of home.
Yeah.
On the record.
Obviously, you got that pop vibe coming through so well, but are you going to go into that world of what you've just done there in terms of like shredding guitar and stuff like that?
I think that it's nice to know that in this world you can kind of fluctuate between genre and have it still be popular. And I think that's what happened with 1950. It's not a traditional pop song, and it's full of guitars and live instrumentation. And I just want to continue doing that forever. That would be amazing.
It would be amazing. We're revved for the record. Thank you again for swinging by, King Princess. We'll see you around soon.
Thank y'all.
Up next, we'll tell you who's doing Like a Virgin next week.